Hi friends, this is Virendra. Based upon all the requests, I am making a new series called Textbook Series for PharmD. So in this series, I am going to explain or break down every textbook. So what we have, you can get from the textbook and what knowledge you can study from the textbooks like that. So in the series, the first textbook I am going to say is Standard Treatment Guidelines. It is a manual for medical therapeutics. So this textbook is not only useful for the PharmD people, but it also useful for every medical professionals and paramedical courses and whoever the healthcare professionals. So every person can use this textbook. So and these editors mainly you can see Sangeeta Sharma and G.R. Sethi, and it is published by the Delhi Society for Promotion of Rational Use of the Drugs. And this first edition has been published in 2002, and now you are seeing the fourth edition which I am having the PDF copy. But currently I am using the fifth edition, which is I bought it from Amazon. And it is also available on Flipkart also. First, I am saying that from where these guidelines have been prepared. So, these guidelines have been prepared from the National Guideline Clearinghouse. So, next Medline database. So, whichever the peer-reviewed medical literature which is having. So, from them, they have been collected. And these also the guidelines produced by National Professional Societies. They have kept a EGRI tool, which is those guidelines which have been passing or those they have been approved for this EGRI tool. So this EGRI tool means Appraisal of Guidelines for Research and Evaluation. This is EGRI tool, and those who are not passed from this EGRI tool, they have been excluded. They excluded the articles on diagnostic criteria or the technical standards and the guidelines on research methods, review articles, and any secondary publications of the guidelines. So they have been excluded all these materials. So this is an introduction for this textbooks. And currently 2018, which we are having the fifth edition. Currently I am using that one. And coming to this chapters description. So we are having nearly 20 chapters. So nearly we are having the 20 chapters in this textbook. In the 20 first one is common diseases. So we are having what are the common diseases we are encountering in the clinical aspect. The common diseases will be explained in the common diseases chapter. And the next chapter will be the emergencies. So whatever the emergency patients will be coming when you are posted in the emergency departments. So that those are covered in this emergencies. And the next may the remaining systems like cardiovascular system, blood, respiratory, gastrointestinal. So these are the other but system-based common diseases. These are the prioritized diseases which have been discussed in this particular textbook. So, for the pediatric conditions, they have been given a separate section for the pediatric populations, and the many diseases or the symptoms which have been for the pediatrics, they have been covered in this chapter. So, and another point I have to mention, suppose if there is scabies, this even scabies disease is there. And in the scabies disease, there must be any pediatric doses should be given. So not only in the scabies, I'm taking an example and I'm saying. So for any diseases, they have been any pediatric population, they have a dose adjustment like that. So they will be given the dose adjustment or the dose for the pediatric population have been given in these topics only. But in the pediatric section, they have been given for different pediatric diseases. That must be you have to remember. And the second point you have to remember in this chapter wise means, so if anything like if for fever, so if you are taking in the common diseases, so if there is a acute fever in children like this, if there is, so and they will be explaining complete thing about this fever of treatment and whatever the assessment which you have to study. So everything will be given in this chapter only. And whenever if you are getting in any diseases like fever, so they won't re-explain these treatment in that particular diseases. So they will simply give refer the or for details see the relevant section like that they will mention. So that you must remember from this chapter point of view. Then when we are going to in depth about this complete disease point of view. So for the section. So here you can see, suppose I am taking here one disease. So here rheumatic fever, rheumatic heart disease like that, for example. So here we will see a simple description or introduction about this rheumatic fever or rheumatic heart disease. So here introduction or if it contains definition, it will be given the definition or introductive points, and some epidemiology or like age wise or like that, they will give some few points for every disease maximum they will cover for this introduction. And next to the introduction, they will be having the salient features. Here the salient features, like we will be having symptoms. Firstly, what are the clinical symptoms or the disease manifestations, what we have to study, those will give very specifically they will give. And what they will give means next they will give important diagnostic tests which have to be we have to study. So for this disease we are saying the diagnosis here, major criteria, minor criteria, this, and complications also here they are given. For another disease when we are taking, so they will give the clinical symptoms. Then we will be seeing the, here you can see clinical symptoms, signs and symptoms. Next we will see the diagnostic criteria, and following this diagnostic criteria, then we will see about the non-pharmacological treatment, like lifestyle modifications and exercise, or we can see the physiotherapy, okay, like preventive measures. So like that, non-pharmacological treatment is very important for every diseases. And coming next to this non-pharmacological treatment, there will be pharmacological treatment. So I will explain this pharmacological treatment later on this part. So after this non-pharmacological treatment, so we have to see about this patient education. So for every disease also they will give this patient education. So this education will be given to the patient or to the patient caregivers, because no treatment is complete without good communication with this patient. That's why patient education is very must, you have to remember, because this patient education aims to give the empowerment to the patient by providing information about the what is the nature of the disease and what is the duration of the disease, what duration of the illnesses, and we will get the prognosis. So how treating with, so what is the future prognosis? Here prognosis means outcome of the patient. So if you are treating with the particular this pharmacological treatment, what is the outcome, maybe you can expect how it will be there. And we can see natural course of the disease we can get, and preventive measures we can see in this patient education, and duration of the therapy and follow up with precautions, and important side effects will be mentioned for this in this patient education. When you are coming to this pharmacological treatment, so what you have to remember means, so you have to remember this complete medicines. So about these medicines, they have been taken from the National Essential Medicine List. So these, from this National Essential Medicine List, so they have been taken these medicines, and based upon the criteria, there must be a balanced criteria for efficacy, safety, suitability, availability and cost. Based upon these 5 balanced criteria, they have been included the National Essential Medicine List, and they have been prepared these pharmacological treatment. First drug will be the drug of choice, and based upon this order only, they will we have to select the drugs. First we have to take the ceftriaxone, and next cefotaxime. If it is not available, then we can go for the next drug, or if it is the drug is not available, you can go for the next drug. So here you can see injection ceftriaxone, cefotaxime have given, and ceftazidime they have given, and ampicillin they have given. So if there is no or means, so if these 3 drugs have been given in order wise, so if for every disease we can get the epidemiology or definition or introduction of particular disease. What are the, if it is infection disease, we can get the what are the organisms. Next we can get the signs and symptoms or the salient features, and very specific diagnostic criteria we can see. And for some diseases we will be getting the monitoring parameters and the complications which we can see on that particular disease. And next we will be moving here you can see the diagnostic criteria we can see. Next from the coming to the treatment, we will get the pharmacological, non-pharmacological treatment first, and then we will be moved to the pharmacological treatment. And in this pharmacological treatment, we will be, for some diseases, we will be having the step-up therapy and step-down therapy, because step-up and step-down management is very essential for any treatment when we are going. So if the patient symptoms are worsening means, then we will go for the step-up therapy, and if the symptoms have been coming down, or it is the patient is improving, then we will go for the step down therapy. Then how you have to step down, or whether you have to decrease the dose, or you can change the medication, like that you can know the step down therapy itself. We will having the monitoring parameters for every condition. Suppose if you are giving certain drugs, so there must be any follow up, the WBC count or follow up creatinine ratio. So like that, if there is anything, there will be the monitoring parameters you have to follow. And there will be some supportive treatment can be given, and for some diseases there will be some chemo prophylaxis they will be given. And finally, step down therapy. Suppose if you are using a corticosteroids like drug, so what is how you have to decrease the dose and how you have to maintain. If you are using for 7 days, if you are using a 20 mg of any prednisone like that, any drug, so how you have to decrease the dose for nearly 14 days, we have to tapering the dose and we have to stop it. So like that, we will be having some step down therapy management also. This is everything we will get from this. Nearly 330 diseases have been you can get from this textbook. And at last, in the 20th chapter, we are getting we will be having some important things we have to see. Appendix 1. So you can see here the local anesthetic. So how we can use which drug is important. And you can see the appendix 2, you will be having the standard precautions for pre and post exposure guidelines like for the hepatitis, and we can see some route of administrations, how the injections are, what are the route of administration, how we can give, see detailed procedures have been given here. And there is explanation of some, you can see drugs and pregnancy. So the categories, so category 1, 2, 3, so category A, B, C, D, like that, there is clear explanation of this drugs they have been given. And next when we are seeing the disinfection and the sterilization techniques they have been given. And you can see the drug therapy during the breastfeedings they have given what are the drugs which should be used in the breastfeeding, and there are some drugs like drug therapy in the liver diseases, so which are the drugs you have to use and which have to be eliminated in the renal diseases also. And they will be given some this G6PD deficiency and radiological contrast medias, so normal hematological values, and like reference material we will be having oxygen therapy. So there are some important points you should remember or you should study when you are going to the hospital setup or the reference values. This therapeutics 1 from the second year onwards of the PharmD. So if when reaching this internship or the clerkship stage, then you will be having a detailed knowledge about how you can so whenever there is patient approaching near you, so how you can treat the patient like that. So there is no history taking in this particular textbook. So this is the first series, that's why I am uploading this as a first video. So then when we are moving to the next series, then we will see what are the another important textbooks which you have to cover in the PharmD career, and we will be see whatever the important history taking textbooks we can study in the PharmD careers, like that we will see. So I hope you have understand about complete this textbook. And if you can buy, you can directly go to the Amazon or the Flipkart, then you can search standard treatment guidelines textbook. You will be having the 5th edition. Then you can get it. So thank you for watching. Thank you.